Welcome to Irvin Gaming. I'm here with Cal. About 3 weeks ago, we played in the Tank Busters tournament. Now, we were hoping to get this video out a lot earlier, but I've had, the day after the tournament, I got deathly sick and was literally bedridden for 2 weeks, and then took an extra week to finally kick the cold. So we're here now. Callum, how did you find the tournament?
Yeah, the tournament was a lot of fun. It was my first time ever playing in a bolt action tournament. My Blitzkrieg guys could have performed a lot better. I was very unlucky with a lot of my dice rolls. My theory of running Panzer IVs with the howitzers and aiming to get pins on my enemy didn't really work out. I missed a lot of shots, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun too. I think my theory of the Hungarian Zrinis being good, I think the tanks themselves performed well, but I could have played them better. I think my second game and my last game, I really figured out smoke. Um, yeah, my first game was against a bloke who he either is the Australian champion or he's like second place. He's a name that when you get pulled against them in a tournament, you expect to lose. Um, but against him, I managed to hold my own. He had a lot of anti-tank dog mines, which were quite decent. They are very scary, and I want to get some for my Soviets now after facing them. A beautifully painted army. Ended up getting I can't remember, what did they call it? Was a close loss or heroic defeat? Heroic defeat.
That's the one.
Yeah, so there was five different options. There was like inspiring victory or heroic victory or something like that, regular victory, draw, regular defeat, and heroic defeat. So I managed to get a heroic defeat against him on the last turn with a charge from my sniper team, scoring me the points. They won a close combat charge against the inexperienced rifle squad, and that got me the points I needed to win. But that game I found incredibly difficult. But one thing I do love against playing against the best players is you learn a lot. And I learned heaps from it. How'd your first game go?
Yeah, my first game I was versing late war British, so you can imagine the difference in tanks from early war Germans versus late war British. My opponent only had eight order dice in the bag, so I thought, this will be a breeze. I've got
How many did you have?
I think I had like 12 or 13, I can't remember now, but I had a lot more. So I thought, oh yeah, cool, I've got the advantage here. I'll put my dice, put my 88 onto ambush, and I'll just obliterate him. Sadly though, I think it was by the second turn, he just pulled all his dice out first. He pinned the 88 a lot. Managed to wipe out a few of my tanks, and from there it was just pretty much game over. Pretty much just hold out and try and get a kill as much as possible. I didn't really have a lot of luck in my first game. My opponent was quite lucky with his rolls, and I was very unlucky with my rolls. So it was a lot of fun though. It was good. How was your second game?
Well, my second game was much like your first game in that by the time turn one was over, turn two started and I got annihilated. So I came up against, I played all three games I played at the tournament, I played against Soviets. So the first game was against like mid-war Soviets, a lot of T-34 76s and a KV. But the second game was against late war Soviets. So there was a lot of T-34 85s and I think there was I can't remember if it was a Joseph Stalin tank or if it was one of the late war KVs. The rest of the game, I'd already lost, and it was physically impossible for me to win or even draw. But I tried to go for the heroic defeat, because heroic defeats were based on how many points of your opponent's army list you killed. I didn't even get that. The second game, I got absolutely slaughtered. The one thing I was glad with was that he had an IL-2 Sturmovik, because the tournament was using the experimental plane rules, and I managed to scare the Sturmovik off with rifle fire. So I was glad on that. How'd your second game go?
My second game, we unfortunately ran out of time. I think we were just both very slow at drawing and deciding how we wanted to play things, and tried to both play it safe. I think I was moving into my enemy's sector by the third turn, which gives you an extra points. Oh, sorry, not the third turn, the final turn that we played. But unfortunately, time got called by the time I did that. The 88 managed to take out a Panzer IV, which was great. My Panzer Jaeger tank, which I wanted to do a lot of damage with, unfortunately it had one pin and food bar twice. So
Off of one pin.
off of one pin, but I just reversed backwards and didn't really do much with that unit. So I was versing late war Germans in that game. They were all SS, Fernandek and But it was a lot of fun. I was playing on a jungle board, which was very interesting. Like a lot of dense cover, but a lot of good lines of sights and good corridors to shoot down.
Yeah.
But I think I was just starting to come back, but then they called time, and unfortunately I lost it based on the points that we had at the time.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when you get time called. It just feels like wasted opportunity.
Yeah, that's it. So the final game, how did you end up?
Well, I went into the final game with 2 losses, and this one I turned into a draw. So the last game we were playing, I'm not quite sure I remember what the scenario is called, but it's basically just kill points.
It was just kill points. I think it was first wave deployment and then kill points.
Yeah. And so I set up really well with my first wave deployment in that we rolled for table sides, and I rolled for a table side that just had a ton of brick walls within 6 inches of the table edge. So I put all my tanks in reserve, deployed all my infantry in heavy cover, and dared my opponent to come to me. Which of course he did because he had no other choice because it was kill points. So I sat there ambushing every turn, and I hit every single shot almost. And yet when it came to killing, I couldn't kill anything. So the whole game, 3 models were removed from the table. They were all his. He never killed... Oh, actually, no, I think it was 4 models. I think he killed a single model of mine, and I killed 3 of his. I got 1 point, but you needed to win by 2 points to win the game. So it was a draw for me on the final turn. How'd your last game go?
Yeah, my last game I was playing against, obviously a very experienced player. I've got to hand it to him. He did very well. He was running, I think it was 24 order dice.
Yeah.
He was playing Japanese, and he had a lot of lunge mines, of course.
Lunge mines, Chihas,
yeah.
Honies.
But, that being said, a lot of inexperienced units as well. That being said, of course, he had the huge advantage with the order dice.
Yeah.
I managed to set my 88 up in a position where it had cover from some hedges, so it had light cover. Yeah, it was overlooking an open field with a hill on it. Unfortunately, I think the hill really hindered me rather than anything. Yeah, I think I got tabled by about turn 4.
Yeah, right.
But it was fun. The 88 managed to save one of my tanks by sitting on an ambush. And a lunge mine jumped out and ran at it. I activated the ambush and took out the single unit, which was pretty funny. But other than that, look, it was just I just got overrun with all these Japanese units coming from every which way direction and picking off all my tanks.
Yeah, but our display boards were quite nice.
Came out really nice. We'll get some photos up on those on the screen of those.
Yeah.
So of course at the end of the match, at the end of the tournament, they do the whole presentation of the prizes and everything. We both Irvin and I noticed that there was a mug there sitting there with best displayed army or TO's choice, I think it was. Whether or not the TO felt sorry for me for losing, or whether my Blitzkrieg Germans actually came up the part. That's up to you guys to decide. We'll get some pictures up there for you guys to tell us how you reckon. But the Blitzkrieg, they came away with the best painted army. That's presented.
And what did you get for your prize for?
So I chose some airbrush paints that I've been eyeing off. I've been getting more and more into my airbrushing with model making and my painting. I just find it a lot faster to spray up to get the base coats on there and get all the main colours. So I was pretty chuffed with those.
Well, that was the Tank Busters tournament. We're looking forward to going to more tournaments later in the year.
Looking forward to there was a really friendly bunch of people that we play with. They even invited us out there to play with their club on a regular basis. So I'm definitely going to try and get the chance. Very happy with how it went. Keen to get more tournaments under my belt and learn from my mistakes. And it'll be good fun.
Excellent. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a battle report of. We're thinking of playing Airborne against Airborne, so Fallschirmjäger against 82nd.
Yeah, maybe a Caratan scenario.
Yeah, something like that.
Pre-Caratan, I think you should call it. To be good. We've been eyeing off some pretty nifty rules or scenarios where you're assaulting a static position, so it'd be really cool to get one of those done.
Cool. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike if you didn't. Please give us the honest feedback. Thank you very much.